Good morning. We are going to study the second part of Faraday's law. The second part of Faraday's law. The unit for measuring of magnetic flux is called Weber. This is the unit for measuring of magnetic flux is called Weber. Weber is the magnetic flux passing normally through the coil when vanishes in time 1 second, producing induced EMF of 1 volt. This is the meaning of Weber. What are the factors affecting on the induced EMF generated in the coil? We can make summary for these factors or parameters from the following rule. EMF induced equal minus N delta phi M over delta T. From the rule, we observe that the number of turns of the coil is the first factor, which is directly proportional with the EMF induced. The relation between EMF and N number of turns can be represented by a straight line. We can determine the slope of this line. The slope equal tan theta equal opposite over adjacent EMF over N. This means that the slope equal rate of change of magnetic flux. This is the first factor. The second factor by the time rate by which a conductor intercepts the lines of the magnetic flux delta phi M over delta T. Delta phi M over delta T is directly proportional with the induced EMF. This relation represented by a straight line and the slope of it equal EMF divided delta phi M over delta T. This slope equal number of turns of the coil equal the number of turns of the coil. These are the factors. From this we observe that induced EMF in the coil increases if the core is made from iron or soft iron core Give reason. This is because iron has a high magnetic permeability. Due to high magnetic permeability, that helps to increase and concentrate the magnetic flux which intercepted by the coil and hence increase the induced EMF. Example about Faraday's law. If you have a coil of 200 turns, this is the number of turns, intercepts magnetic flux, phi M, magnetic flux, which is measured by Weber. If this magnetic flux density is changed to 5 times 10 power negative 3 Weber, this is the first magnetic flux, this is the second magnetic flux. Through time delta t 0.1 second, calculate the generated induced electromotive force in the coil. At first, to calculate any problems, number one, write the given. Number two, the unknown. Number three, the law used. Number four, substitute or make application. Since delta phi m equal phi m1 minus phi m2, 7 times 10 power negative 3 minus 5 times 10 power negative 3 equal 2 times 10 power negative 3. EMF equal minus n delta phi m over delta t minus Lenz rule. Lenz rule to determine the direction. Number of turns is 200. Delta phi m 2 times 10 power negative 3 divided 0.1. EMF equal 4 volt. EMF equal 4 volt. Another example, to determine the change in magnetic flux when the plane of the coil perpendicular, when the plane of the coil is perpendicular, when the plane of the coil is perpendicular. The coil turned by 90, it becomes parallel. It becomes parallel if this is the first position of the coil. The coil rotated by 90 becomes in this position. The coil in the second state becomes a parallel. In the first state perpendicular. In the second state is parallel to the magnetic field. Parallel to the magnetic field in the second state. So the flux or the coil is removed from the flux because it is parallel, not perpendicular. Flux is vanished. Delta phi m equal PA minus 0. Phi m in this case, phi m in this position equals 0. Phi m in this position equal BA. BA minus 0 equal BA. When the coil is turned 180 like this, this is the first position of the coil. This coil is turned, it becomes make half cycle or rotated by angle 180 degree. In the first state perpendicular, in the second state perpendicular, BA minus BA. First BA, BA minus BA equal to BA. If the coil area changes, delta phi m equal B delta A if the area is changed. If the area is changed. The magnetic flux density changed, delta phi m equal A delta BA according to the changing of it. Example. Square coil of side length 10 centimeter and 500 number of turns placed perpendicular to magnetic field of flux density 0.1 Tesla. This is B. Calculate the generate induced EMF F when the coil inverted with time 0.05. EMF equal NA 2 delta B over 2 because it is inverted. Number of turns is 500 times area 10 squared because in the form of a square, the coil in the form of a square, area equal side by side. 10 times 10 equal 100 times 10 power negative 4 to convert it from centimeter square to meter square, which is an international unit. Times 2 times 0.1 is the value of the magnetic flux density divided 0.05. It is the time taken. The result equal 20 volt. The result equal 20 volt. Number 2. When the coil rotated quarter turn, this means that EMF equal NAB divided delta T, or NAB divided delta T. N equal 500 times cross-sectional area times 0.1 divided 0.025 is the time. The EMF equal 20 volt. From this, we observe that induced EMF during quarter cycle equal induced EMF during half cycle. Number C, the magnetic flux density vanished in this time, 0.15 second. Vanished, it becomes 0. EMF equal NAB over delta T. 500 times 10 power negative 2 times 0.1 divided 0.15 equal 3.33 volt. Number D, magnetic flux density increased to 0.3. The first 0.1 now becomes 0.3. EMF equal NAB divided delta T. N equal 500 times 10 power negative 2 times 0.2. 0.2, it is the difference between 0.3 and 0.1. Divided the time taken, 0.75. The result is 1.33 volt. This is examples about Faraday's law. Goodbye, my students, and good luck.